Hello and welcome to another episode of Mike Talks About Subaru. Today I'm going to walk you through 2025 Subaru Forester Premium trim level in option package 11. On is going to be the heated mirrors, heated seats, wiper de-icer, 11.6-inch touchscreen radio, wireless car charger, power driver's seat, keyless access and entry. With the keyless access and entry, the key does have to be in the car in order to start it. Foot has to be on the brake and you press the start button. If your foot is not on the brake and you press that button, it's going to turn on accessory mode, which basically just turns on the radio. Press it again, it turns the car on without actually starting it. So essentially everything but the engine is running at this point. Hit it a third time, it turns it all off. With the foot on the brake, press that button and it turns on. Moving left to right, going around the car, we have your mirror adjustment here. Turn it to the L, that's going to be the left mirror, and that's just a joystick to move the mirror around. See that going there. Center puts that in a lockout position. Into the right is the R for the right mirror. Again, you see that moving around there. You've got your lock and unlock, and then your windows here, and window lockout is right there. On the driver and passenger side vent, there's a dial that you can turn that off and close it out. Same thing on the passenger side, where you can up is open it, down is close it out. On the dash in front of your left knee, you'll see a dial here. This is going to be for brightness for your dash lights. The further down you roll it, the dimmer they get. As you roll it up, they get brighter. Behind the steering wheel, we have your headlights. Up one click here, puts in the auto position. When it's in auto, it does high beam assist, so anytime there are headlights coming at you, tail lights in front of you, street lights above you, it's going to automatically put you into low beam. When it's safe for it to go back to high beam, it does it automatically, so that'd be an auto, and you'd have it set in high beam. Up another click is going to be your side marker lights, and then up again is going to be on all the time. The inside knob is going to be on and off for your fog lights, and then of course up and down is going to be for your blinkers. Pull towards you for low beam, push forward for high beam. To the right hand side, you'll have your windshield wiper wand. Down one click is going to be intermittent. This inside knob controls that intermittent speed. The further down you roll it, the shorter the pause between each wipe up front. The outside knob is going to control your rear wiper. If you roll it backwards, that's going to squirt the rear window. And when you release it, it will wipe the window a couple of times. Up one click's intermittent for the rear, up again is continuous. Now if you have the vehicle in reverse and you roll that backwards, it's also going to squirt the backup camera and clean that off for you. On the steering wheel, the left and right buttons here are going to be for preset stations, cycling through those for your radio. Source will switch between AM, FM, auxiliary. If you have your phone set up with Bluetooth, then it will go to there. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto playing, that type of stuff. The up and down toggle switch is going to change what you're looking at the center display here. Starting from the top here, let's see. You have your time and outdoor temperature. Average miles per gallon based on the tripometer you're on, approximate distance until empty. This is how instant miles per gallon, and again, approximate distance till empty. How long the vehicle's been running since you started it. How far you've driven since you started it. Auto start stop. This tells you how long it's been on, or how often it's been active, and how much gas you've saved by being active. What auto start stop is designed to turn the engine off of the car when you're at a complete stop, when the car's fully warmed up, so waiting at stoplights, stop signs, things like that. As soon as you take your foot off the brake, it automatically turns back on. Nothing has to be done on your part with the ignition or anything like that. It's designed to save on gas and be better for the environment. This one's going to be your individual tire pressure. Right now we'll see those blank lines because we haven't driven the car any distance. It takes about a half mile of driving, and those will light up and show you what the current PSI is. And then we have your radio station that you're currently on, and back to the beginning, clock and outdoor temperature. The eye, if we're in a situation where the message center here brings up a message, they'll show a little eye if there's something going on, like if you're low on oil or windshield wiper fluid, if you're not buckled, a little information will pop up there. Looks similar to that eye there. You just press that eye and it's going to bring up a message telling you what that icon is indicating. Below that you have pick up the phone and hang up the phone. That also mutes your music. And then your command button, or the talk button, you press and release that, and that's where you can talk to the car and tell it to tune to a specific radio station or adjust the temperature. So what you'll do is you press a button, release it, it beeps at you, and you can tell it what to do.
Please say a command.
Set fan speed to 3.
Setting fan speed to 3. Please say a command.
Tune to Willie's Roadhouse.
Channel Willie's Roadhouse.
So you see there's all sorts of different things you can do. You can tell it to set the temperature. You can specify a radio station, 106.5 FM, 107.3 FM, whatever it is that you're thinking you want to be listening to. Moving on from there, we have your volume up and down. And then on to the right hand side, this is where the cruise control and some of the eyesight features are controlled from. So this first button turns on your cruise control. When you turn that on, you're going to get the car emblem up here on the center display. Those lines in front of the car are indicating the distance between you and the lead vehicle with the adaptive cruise control. So what that is as you reach or catch up to somebody in traffic with your cruise set, that's going to automatically slow you down and keep you a set distance behind them at their current rate of speed. As they accelerate, you will too, but never past your set speed. It will actually bring you to a complete stop as traffic comes to a stop. So if you're approaching a toll booth or on an off-ramp, as the traffic ahead slows down, you will too, all the way to a complete stop. When traffic gets going, all you have to do is press the resume switch and you will resume back up to your set speed, but never fast enough that you're going to hit anybody. It's always going to keep you behind them. So those lines, again, that's the distance between you and that lead vehicle. So you can adjust that by using the up and down button here. So that's going to increase the distance and decrease. Think of each line as one car length, so you can have as many as 4 car lengths, as little as 1 car length between you and that lead car. Down is going to set your speed for cruise control. Up is resume and accelerate. That's going to be 1 mile per hour increments going up, 1 mile per hour increments going down. The bottom right button is going to turn on lane centering. What that is a feature using the eyesight with cruise control. So when your cruise is on and active and you have that set, it's going to help you maintain your where you are in the lane by centering in between the lane markings. You're going to feel basically a hesitation in the wheel left to right. You are still driving the vehicle, you are still in control of how that works and where you're going, but it's going to hesitate to help you stay centered in between those lines. I don't suggest using it during inclement weather or during the winter, basically anytime. What can happen is the salt on the road is going to change the color and it kind of makes fake lines, false lines, or the vehicle ahead of you might be making a trail in the snow or the rain, making the eyesight cameras see that versus the line markings. So in that case like that, you wouldn't want it trying to tell you where to go. So I don't suggest using that during inclement weather. So you just wanted to hit that button, turn that off. Below that you have sport mode and intelligent mode. So that's located, you see right beside the gear we're in there, indicating park. Right now we're in the intelligent mode. That is your everyday normal driving dynamic. Switching it to the S puts you in that sport mode. That gives you a sharper acceleration, but you're going to get lower gas mileage. It defaults to intelligent every time you start the car. If you need to adjust your steering wheel, that is located underneath, and you pull this lever down towards the dashboard, and then the steering wheel is adjustable in and out as well as up and down. So a lot of adjustment there to make it nice and comfortable for you. The tripometer reset is located right behind the windshield wiper wand. And if you press it once without holding it, that just goes between tripometer A and B. If you were to press it and hold it, it restarts that tripometer on whichever one you're on, A or B. Moving on to the radio. Top left button here, that's going to be your four-way flashers, your hazard lights. You've got your volume control, your tuner knob. Here is your full front defrost. Rear defrost, that's going to activate the rear defrost, the heated mirrors, and the wiper deicer. Then we have driver's temperatures right here, and passenger side temperatures controlled right there. Fan speed is on the bottom. Heated seats, driver's side is here. We have high, medium, low, and off. And then passenger side is the same thing. This is controlling where the fans are directing your heat. So at this point, it's set to front for full front. Pressing all, it increases fan speed and makes it so it helps circulate the air throughout the whole car. And if it were just the driver in here, this would be set on driver mode. If you press any place in this rectangle, it's going to bring up the big screen for heating and cooling. This is where you can select automatic, sync up both sides so everything's controlled by the driver's side temperature. And where's it going to blow is going to be down here. You'll see that there's no full front defrost. Again, that is this button right here. The home plate shaped button here, that's your home button, brings you to the home screen. This is where you can access your radio, media, your phone, all that stuff is going to be in there. This is going to be basic car settings. So you press that button, we have your vehicle dynamics control. That's a fancy way of saying traction control. You can turn that off here. X mode, you can turn that on from here. That is basically, the way I like to put it, is a more aggressive, more responsive all-wheel drive. If you think of a four-wheel drive pickup truck, you've got 4 high and 4 low. It's similar to like a 4 high. It's an all-wheel drive high. Basically what you get is more responsive all-wheel drive for situations like off-roading. If you've gone out to the store and it snows and somebody's plowed up a big pile behind you, you put it in X mode, it'll climb right through that snowbank, that type of stuff. That can also be switched up here in the widgets, which I'll get back to here in a moment. Cruise control acceleration, so using the adaptive cruise control, how do you want it to accelerate? Standard is just your everyday, this is how it's going to do it. Eco is going to be, it accelerates extremely slow. When the car ahead of you accelerates, you're not going to do it at the same rate. Conserving gas mileage, you have comfort. Standard, like I said, it's just everyday, normal. And then dynamic is just a zippier acceleration. Auto vehicle hold, that is basically a brake holding device. So if you are at a complete stop, coming at a stoplight on a hill or even on a flat surface, and you come to a complete stop, you take your foot off the brake with the auto vehicle hold on. It's going to electronically hold the brake for you until you until you either press the gas pedal or press the brake pedal again. The headlights are steering responsive headlights. What that means is when you are in motion and you turn your steering wheel, whatever direction you're turning to, the headlights are also going to pivot into that direction so that you see better into the turn. You can turn that off just by pressing that button right here. And then auto start stop, talked about earlier, you can turn that off in here as well. That's also located right here. And then the auto vehicle hold you can do from the main page as well. In this same menu area, after going into the car settings, you can go up to driving assistance, and this is where you can adjust your eyesight settings. So pre-collision braking, that is the automatic braking if there's an obstacle ahead of you. If somebody stops short while you're going down the road, maybe merging onto the interstate, and you don't catch it in time, the car is going to brake for you. First thing it's going to do is beep at you to alert you. If you don't take any action, it's going to start to apply the brake to minimize collision. You can adjust how loud that warning beep is, and then the lane departure. With this, it is going to help you stay in the lane. There's a warning buzzer, so if you're going over the lanes or back and forth in the lanes without using your blinker, it's going to alert you. Lane departure prevention, that is going to nudge the steering wheel if you're going over the lines without using your blinker. All functions turns both of those on. This again is another feature that I suggest not using during inclement weather, especially when there's snow on the road, because it can pick up, the eyesight can pick up the path that's been being made by the vehicles ahead, and as opposed to seeing line markings, it's seeing the trail of their tires. So it can pull you a little bit, and that can be uncomfortable. So warning buzzers only is a great feature. It does keep you alert if you're drifting over the lines and you're not aware. And then we have the more settings. Basically, if you want to change the warning volume, or if you want to change your units from standard to metric. Radio is going to bring you to your radio screen. While you're in your radio, you can select FM, AM, Sirius XM. Select the station that you want to, your presets are going to be down here. If there's a station you want to program in, all you have to do is go to the station you want, press and hold the number you want it programmed to until it beeps at you, and it's in there. And you can overwrite those the same way we just put that in there. Media would bring you for if you have Bluetooth set up or MP3 player plugged in. Apple CarPlay, Android Auto can be accessed in there for music. Phone, that's where you would set up your phone for Bluetooth, as well as Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. The apps button, this is going to be your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, and Sirius XM Travel Link. This is if you have a full access subscription to Sirius XM. You can go in here, it's going to give you weather alerts, weather updates, parking area, gas prices around you, sports updates, and stock updates. And then in there you also have the My Subaru button, which gives you access to your service scheduler and roadside assistance if you have the Starlink enrolled. Settings brings you to all your radio settings and a couple of the car settings as well. Clock settings, Wi-Fi hotspot if you have a subscription for that, sound settings, adding in multiple devices, your radio, so plenty of stuff in there that you can play with. My Subaru here is the same thing as what was in the apps button. Car info is going to show you angle of approach and your maintenance schedule. Display off does exactly that, and then valet mode puts the vehicle into valet mode. You have device manager here and driver profiles. Driver profiles is if you have multiple drivers who like to have different radio station settings, or if you want to decide whose phone is the primary when you start the car, you can set driver's profiles for it to do that automatically. The wireless phone charger, if this light is not green, it is not on. You have to turn the power on to that. If your phone's on there and charging, that light turns orange. Parking brake is right behind the shifter. To engage that, you pull up on it. To disengage, your foot has to be on the brake, car has to be on, and you push down on it. Up above, map lights, push them to turn them on, push them to turn them off. This switch here, if it's set to door, these lights turn on when you open the door and then dim to off when you close the door. The same thing on the rear interior light. Sunglasses holder. And this is your SOS, emergency response, and roadside assistance button right there. Your visors, you have your vanity mirror with lights. This doesn't detach, and then that expands. And that is the basics of the 11 package Forester in the premium trim. There is a package above this in the premium that adds on blind spot detection, where it'll show you right in your mirror here if there's anybody in your blind spot. That also adds on rear cross traffic alert and a powered tailgate. As always, I appreciate you tuning in. If you have any questions, please do post in the comments below. If you could, appreciate it if you like and share. Have a great day.